Welcome everyone to the House of Dre's podcast. I am your host, Dre himself. On today's podcast, quite honestly, I'm supposed to be, I'm getting back to the fantasy stuff, but not right now. Not right now, because I got some ideas. I just have to branch out those ideas a little bit more. So it's taking me a little bit more time. But for today's podcast, we're actually talking about streaming services. Yes, your online streaming services that we all pay money to watch and use on a daily basis. And sometimes some of us don't use it on a daily basis. But of course, if you're new to the podcast, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're following the podcast. Make sure you share this. Make sure you're ranking it 1 out of 5. And also leave a comment section. And also make sure you check back every 2 to 3 days to make sure I didn't upload a little bit of a 10 to 15 minute segment just about a random subject. Make sure you check those out. That actually helps me out greatly here on the podcast. But let's talk about it. So, streaming services. So, for me personally, I'm Dre, right here, me. I've been using streaming services since about 2013. Let's go from 2013. Let's go until I got my own place, 2014. Let's do that. This for the conversations. And back when I growing up, we didn't have cable a lot, right? Sometimes we had cable, sometimes we didn't have cable. It's just sometimes it's too expensive for my parents to, or my mom to have, and that's okay with me. That was okay with me. Because cable during that time frame in the early 2000s, mid 2000s and stuff was very expensive. You know what I'm saying? You had a package deal or whatever, all this stuff, and it turns out all that costs about a good $60. 60, 70 bucks, 80 bucks. Pay-per-views were $49.99 per pay-per-view. So wrestling pay-per-views was out the window. It wasn't gonna happen. I still remember it was Survivor Series 2006. Was it 06, 05? 05 or 06? And I wanted to watch the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Raw versus SmackDown. It's going to be epic. And we always record everything. See, we had DVR. See, DVRs let you record what you're watching. You record live shows. And you had a time frame to where you could push the record button. So let's say you was watching Monday Night Raw or AEW, SmackDown, football, basketball. It doesn't matter what you was watching. Say you were watching a 30-minute show. Let's go that. Let's lower it down. You was watching a 30-minute show. You weren't going to be there. You wasn't going to be at the house. So you can go out. You can go all the way over on the guide, hit the record button, and they'll start the recording a minute before it starts and then a minute after it to make sure you got the full episode. Perfect. So then you can come home, check your DVR. Record it. Go ahead, click the play button, and you can watch what happened. You can fast forward through the commercials part, get back to the show. You get to watch it all unfold. And then, after that, once you was done, guess what you do with it? You deleted it. You didn't need it no more. Either deleted it or you kept it to watch it again. But most people like me, we end up deleting it and keep it pushing to the next week. Hopefully you at the house the next time it comes on, because TV, if you're not there to watch it the first time, there is no way you can go out and watch it. Especially for cable, especially if you didn't have DVR. So if you missed it, guess what? You missed it. You're going to be, if you was pulling up behind a TV show, you missed it. You missed it without DVR. But if you have DVR, you record that mug, you watch it at some point before the next episode comes out, delete that mug, get to the next one, Or you just keep recording it, so that way you don't be behind, because you got to work up until a certain point. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. But that's what cable was. Cable was very expensive, and especially on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, when there's no sports going on and it was just dry. It was literally dry. They really didn't have much to go on. Really no good movies, really no good. It was that time frame. So like I said, some of y'all might be a little bit younger, listen to the podcast. Some of y'all might be around my age. I'm 30. And some of y'all might be older than me. That's what's up. I mean, that means you're listening. I appreciate y'all. Right? And then some of y'all that's across the seas or so, if you're watching it, listening to me in a different country, basically that's how it was, as a kid, go outside, I'll go play, come back in and watch whatever's on TV. Really wasn't hyped up. But I stopped going outside when we moved from Tulsa to Oklahoma City. When I moved to Oklahoma City, I stopped going outside because who am I supposed to hang out with? You know, all my cousins in Oklahoma, us in Tulsa, and that's when I became more of a homebody. So I wasn't outside playing as much. I'll be inside the house, playing my game, watching wrestling more. I was doing that more. That was around what year was that? Maybe what year is that? Was like 06, 07? We'll say 06 or 07 or something like that. So around the same time period I'm talking about. So it was around that time period I started being like that, and now I'm a homebody. But now I got 2 kids, so I got to take them out at least on the weekend. One of these days, Saturdays or Sundays, got to take them out so they can enjoy some fresh air and stuff. I can't allow want to be in the house all day. I can't allow that to affect me. On top of that, I got that time where I need to go out one day so I can stay in the next day and don't feel bad. Hey, that's how it is. Anyway, that's not the point. So streaming services was not around, right? We didn't have that until, like I said, when I got my first place in 2014. Now, granted, it's been around longer than that, but when me and my now wife, when we got together and we had our own apartment, our first apartment together, that's when I was like, hey, when we get our first apartment, you know, I don't do cable. I want streaming services. I just need the internet, and then I just need my streaming services. I need my Netflix and my Hulu. At that time frame, it was just Netflix and Hulu. Cool, we can do that. Netflix, $7.99. Hulu was like $5.99. I want to say at the very beginning. Cheap deals. So when we got our place or whatever, you know, we was working 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. and during that time frame, pretty much when we got off work, it was dark outside. This case some of y'all don't know, but it's dark time outside, so we can't really. We'll get some food. We'll pick up some food. This is the reason why that's another reason. That's one of the reasons why I love Oklahoma City more than Tulsa, because in Oklahoma City, 10 p.m. we get off. We can go through a drive-through to get some food if we're not cooking at the house, which, you know, is kind of late. But that's not here or there. But we get off work, we come home, and we chill out. We'll watch. We end up binge watching Futurama. We end up binge watching. Well, we've been watching Futuramas. We started watching Weeds. That's when we started watching more anime. That's when I started watching more Naruto. I started really locking down on Naruto in the apartment for that full year. What else was there? We was watching Netflix in the very beginning. Netflix also had like different animes that people really wasn't hooked on to just yet, or people might not know about. One of those animes happens to be what was it? It was called. I just added to my list of stuff that I've watched already. I cannot remember the name of it. It was Heaven's Lost Property. That's what it was called. So Netflix back then, right before everybody started getting Netflix like it is, like before Netflix really took off like it has been in the past few years, Netflix really was on some quiet stuff. You know what I'm saying? They was on a little quiet stuff. So they had a lot of different stuff, a whole lot of different stuff. And their anime watching list was pretty good. Was solid. It wasn't fantastic, of course, not like now, because right now, 2024, they became really elite with their animes and stuff. But before then, you know, it was here and there. But, you know, we was watching Heaven Lost Property. We watched all the stuff, and Netflix was cool because we was using Netflix a lot. We was able to watch on Hulu. We was able to keep up on, I don't know what we was using Hulu for. I think it was Futurama. I think Futurama was on Netflix. That's what I feel like that was on. But they was cool too. And, you know, we just rolled with that. That's all we needed. We didn't need a lot of crap. We just needed those two. And then fast forwarding now, right now, 2024, as y'all can tell, there's a major differences in between everything. Very, very major differences in between everything. But Netflix and streaming services has 1,000% changed over the years. And quite honestly, I don't know what to think about them. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know what to think about them. So lately here, Netflix has increased their anime a lot. Not only that, TV series, movies. Netflix has had a random increase in this past year in like uptaking their content, and as a result, like Monday Night Raw, which is, I mean, I think everybody should know what wrestling is. Monday Night Raw, they're going to Netflix, right? I don't think that's something that anybody would have assumed that would have happened in 2025. They're going to be in Netflix on 2025, and that's how much Netflix has increased. They've added some of the more popular animes, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer. They're going to be streaming the new Dragon Ball that's supposed to be coming out. That's out right now, the new Dragon Ball series. They're supposed to be getting that, I think, on the 18th, I want to say. I think it's the 18th, the 12th or the 18th, it's one or the other. It's not the 12th, is it? No, that'd have been yesterday. But yeah, I think so. It's the 18th. So the 18th, they supposed to be having the new Dragon Ball series that's coming out. So they're like trying to stay up to date on the anime stuff, which is kind of crazy to be quite honestly. But they're staying up to date with that. They're adding more original content. They're still adding, they're adding their movies still. And it's one of those, I'm like, all right, Netflix, I see you now. And of course, Netflix want to up their prices. And granted, I would not like to pay more for Netflix, but at the same time, I have to give respect to Netflix for doing this. You know what I'm saying? Netflix is taking that initiative to, like, all right, well, we need to upgrade. We need more XYZ. We need to be able to do XYZ. We need this. We need this. We need to get back to being the absolute best. You know what I'm saying? We need to be top of the food chain best. And that's what Netflix has been doing this past year, in my personal opinion. Like I said, somebody who really doesn't, I wasn't even using Netflix for a while, and now I got like 10 shows I got on Netflix waiting on me to watch it because Netflix decided they wanted to increase everything. So I'm like, all right, bet. But Netflix, I think you make a mistake. Netflix has decided to add ads to their shows now. That I'm not cool with. Because I came to you so I could binge watch stuff nonstop. However, I think the longest ad I personally have seen was like 30 seconds. That's not bad. I can take a 30-second ad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But I don't know if it's only, I think it's just for TV shows though. So I'm not too sure if they're for movies. I don't think I have watched a movie since they added that. So I think it's just the TV series. And if that's the case, that's fine. That's fine. Because some of us need that 30-second break in between. 15 seconds in between. It's nothing crazy yet, but hopefully Netflix, you're not trying to go that route. I mean, let's calm down, my brother. You've been one of my favorites because of the non-ad crap, so don't start that crap. That's all I know. But I think Netflix have definitely regained its posture as top of the food chain when it comes to the streaming services, in my personal opinion. I think they're a few deals away. And it's different deals. You know, there's certain deals that I would like to see them make and get certain shows and movies and stuff on there. Certain ones, not all of them, just certain ones. But as soon as that happened, I think Netflix would be like, yeah, we're still the GOATs around here. No competition type deal. Which, awesome. Hulu. So Hulu's interesting because Disney owns Hulu. If y'all didn't know that, Disney owns Hulu. And they also have a deal with ESPN, but they kind of dropped that out of their thing because I think they realized what ESPN was on some BS. But Disney and Hulu together have come together for this big old agreement. And I think Disney actually owns Hulu, if I'm not mistaken. And now we have a lot of Hulu stuff pops up on Disney Plus, which is a plus. I mean, let's be honest here. Disney Plus in the very beginning when it came out, I was like, that's worth it. I was like, I don't care what anybody says, this is worth it because I enjoy a lot of classic Disney shows, a lot of classic Disney stuff that they was doing. I was like, yeah, that's worth it. And then they continue to add more stuff as they go through their immortal library full of TV series and movies, and they continue to add them, and then they got new ones coming out, and they're getting that ASAP as possible too. So the brand of Disney has increased. Not only that, but they also got Marvel content on there since they own Marvel. They get Star Wars stuff on there because they own Star Wars, and it's kind of hilarious that a lot of people are upset about it. It's always funny to me because people are like, Disney's doing bad things with this stuff. And I say, hey, it's either you get this new stuff or you don't get anything. And as some of y'all major fans of the Marvel Universe or major fans of the Star Wars or something, you should be happy that you're getting something. You know what I'm saying? You get a little bit of something for y'all not to complain with. So a lot of these people are taking their time out to watch these news shows and stuff because it looks good, and they're watching it. In the past, they couldn't do that because it's either A, we have it, or A, we don't have, or B, we don't have it. So they're giving the platform for them to perform. Now, also up to everybody else to hit their absolute peak limit with it. But you know, that's what Disney Plus has done for you. Now, Disney and Hulu's deal, I don't know how, but you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm cool with it. I think you just played one of their package deals to get both of them for free. Maybe get both of them instead of having to pay separately like we was. But then they're like, oh yeah, well we have to do this to get all this. Well, let's do all that because I ain't trying to pay extra money for one thing, using two things. So, and I heavily use both of them. So I heavily use Disney. I'm behind on my Marvel watching. I ain't gonna lie, I am behind on my Marvel watching. I will be doing an Ultimate Marvel rewatch, basically, which I will go through all the series and stuff. I know there's an official timeline to watch everything, which I am a fan of. So I might just do it like that, watching them in order, and then drop reviews on them throughout after I finish certain ones. So that could be coming to the channel too. So y'all get prepared for that stuff. But I think it's awesome. I think it's just awesome that they have this going, and you know, their price is their price. I don't mind their price. Their price ain't too bad. It ain't too crazy. So I'll take it. That's what's up. And then after that, if I'm being quite honestly, a lot of these other streaming services have went down a drain. Now, YouTube TV. We used to have YouTube TV. Oh, my mom used to have YouTube TV, and that was decent, but I don't use it hardly ever. I don't have it anymore, so I don't know anything about it. I think Sling TV is still Sling TV. I don't think they've changed much over the years, in my personal opinion. But I can remember them. They just basic TV, basically whatever's on TV. That's how they do it. Instead of having cable, you just have Sling TV to do that stuff. I think Max lost a lot of people. Max lost a lot of people over the years because Max was worth it in the beginning because they had a lot of DC related content on there. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of DC stuff on there. And me, as a fan of DC also, I said, cool. Now I have somewhere to watch Titans. I have somewhere to watch My Big Bang Theory and, you know, stuff like that. But then left field, I started seeing a lot of the DC stuff just randomly started hitting Netflix. I'm like, wait, what happened here? They lose their contract, and I think they lost their contract with DC. If they lost their contract with DC, now you kind of take 50%. You kind of take a lot of heavy people away from that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You need that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you needed to keep. You know, Disney have Marvel and Star Wars. In return, In return, you needed to keep DC close to home for people to continue to watch your platform. Some folks to continue to watch your platforms, and I don't want to watch it now. You know what I'm saying? You don't have one of the major things I like to watch. You know what I'm saying? I was fine watching my DC stuff on there, but now if you're pulling that away, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Now if you pull away DC products, why am I having Max for? Now I think Max probably got a handful of different stuff to watch, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not interested at this moment in time. So they're gonna have to step it up. They definitely gonna need to step it up because, like I said, they're gonna step it up. You know, get that DC contract back or whatever. Something got to give. Something got to give to boost them numbers back up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now they probably got some shows on there. I just don't know what they are, and I haven't watched, so I don't. Hey, who freaking knows? But they need something to make people want to come back and watch heavily. Definitely, 100%. Peacock. I only use Peacock for wrestling because the WWE don't have the WWE Network no more, which I definitely miss because of original content. But outside of wrestling, they got movies here and there. I don't even use Peacock for anything else besides wrestling. Now they probably got some shows and movies and stuff on there, and somebody was like, that's kind of weird if you only use this for wrestling. I guess I'm weird, dog, because that's all I use it for. I don't use it for anything else. If it ain't wrestling, I ain't watching. I'm just That's legit. That's the only reason why I use it. If it's not wrestling related, I ain't using it. I should. Should I? Probably. Am I going to? It got to be something major for me to watch, something I'm interested in. And most of the time, I'm not interested in anything. So I'm just like, whatever. I'll watch something different at some point. But nothing important? Nah. Let me stick on my, let me stick to my wrestling. Let me stick to what I love best anyway. Other than that, we got, not Sling, what was the name? It was, Prime, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime got some good stuff too. But I don't want to pay for Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? Amazon Prime got some good stuff also on their stuff, but I'm not paying for that. I'm just a lot of original content on there. A lot of stuff goes to Prime. That's like, oh, yeah, this is Prime exclusive or whatever. I know my mama has it, and I was over her house last night or so, and I thought because it's like Deadpool Wolverine is available for streaming and stuff. So I went to go look, and it's like, no, you gotta pay for it. I'm like, I'm not paying for that. Nah. No, I'm not paying. I'm not paying to watch something I can eventually watch for free here soon. I'm good. I'll wait. I've been waiting this long, so I can keep waiting. So I think that's one of the big things they do have to change. Amazon Prime has to change it to where you don't have to rent the movies and stuff. I'm like, yeah, what are you trying to do? Voodoo? Are you trying to be Voodoo? That's kind of weird. Because Voodoo, another spot, which I don't really hear about no more. Voodoo used to be really good in the beginning. They take a nose down. I haven't heard anything from Voodoo. I tried to check my Voodoo account. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta sign in. I was like, I don't know my sign in no more. We used to buy movies and stuff on there all the time. They always got free stuff to watch. I used to check once a month. I think I still do it as a habit, where I check to see what they got on there that's free to watch and stuff. And they got something free, something cool. I'll probably put it on there, but I'm not really paying attention to it. But Voodoo used to be cool. Voodoo was a spot where a lot of people, they used to have DVDs and stuff. They don't have it no more. They can just own it digital. A lot of people's like, yeah, digital is better than, hard disk. Yeah, but nowadays we're starting to get back to hard disk and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're starting to get back to. I know that's something I'm trying to get back to, my personal self in general. So I can take this stuff with me, because not all the time you're gonna have internet. With no internet means you can't watch nothing. But if you have internet, if you have no internet, you can't watch nothing. But if you got the hard disk for it, you're good to go. But I think, of course, YouTube is always going to be YouTube. It's just a bunch of different stuff, quite honestly. Streaming services just changed over the years, especially when we started watching it and started using it heavily. And I know now everybody's trying to get involved with the streaming, doing something with streaming at some point. But, I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy the ones I have. I'm not crying for anything I don't have. No. All thing I'm crying for is the return of WWE Network. That's about it. Because original content, but that's about it. But I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long. This is the end of the podcast for this week. I'll catch you on the next one.